So for months and months and months, we've been covering this story, the Canadian shop teacher who pulled his entire class into his very obscure sexual fetish by wearing size Z prosthetic breasts and calling himself Kayla Lemieux, because it kind of tells you everything. Why is this allowed? There are kids in the class. So this guy's finally been placed on leave. The school board in Ontario only took the steps after parents, some of them immigrant parents, threatened to sue the school. This went on for so long because there is a well-funded effort to erase women, of course, both in Canada and the United States. Feminists are all for it. It's always your leaders who sell you out. Hershey's, by the way, is now putting the face of a man posing as a woman on chocolate bar wrappers. This dude is called Faye Johnstone, called himself a proud slut, and said his female critics should be vilified so they, quote, don't dare to speak their views publicly. Okay. Here's Faye Johnstone, not a fascist or anything, who, by the way, runs a, quote, LGBTQ consulting firm that makes a ton of dough from Canada's government. Watch.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the executive director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the woman changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
I mean, like, what? Women, don't worry, we're not replacing you. Don't worry, everything's cool. Chadwick Morris with The Spectator. He joins us tonight. Chadwick, I have so many questions for you, but one of them, like, where do we make up all these jobs? The economy's degrading, and this dude has found a job dressing like a woman, wearing a nose ring, and then he's gotten hired by Hershey's? Like, is there a major for that in college? Like, where do these jobs come from?
Well, first of all, happy International Women's Awareness Month, or whatever it is right now. We all like a little nuts in our chocolate. I don't see what the big deal is. I love nuts in my chocolate, so I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's a real tragic start to Women's History Awareness Month that this shop teacher, who I think we all agree is delicate and as lovely and temperate as a summer's day, really, is under investigation for maybe not being really trans. When did we start questioning people's identity like this? Yes. She also, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but aside from being transgender, she's also disabled. She suffers from gigantomastia, which is an unusual swelling of the breast tissue. In her case, it's prosthetic breasts, which have apparently become sentient and swelling on their own. So, this is just how it is now. If you say you're a woman, that's how it is. And women seem to be okay with it because very few are speaking up and being loud about being erased in this way and taken over by men in dresses. And fake
Talk about mansplaining, though. I mean, isn't this the ultimate mansplaining? I'm a woman now. You shut up, ladies. And they're like, okay, I'll shut up. If some dude just like a woman tells me what it's really like to be a woman, I guess I can't say anything. Like, what?
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to get knocked down and bruised by those prosthetic breasts. I wouldn't challenge that guy either.
You know what? That's a very good point. Chadwick Moore, common sense intrudes. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.